All right, what is going on, everybody? We are live here from the After Review Studios. I am your host, Pete. Joining me, as always, on our lovely Thursdays is my co-host, Scott, and we are here for week number 8 of Backyard Bookies, giving you the absolute worst picks for every single college football weekend. Scott, we just flat out are terrible this year, horrible, and I'm about to suffer some real pain tonight thanks for my ineptitude the last 2 weeks. So other than that, how are you doing, my guy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad we can each be terrible in our own way. I think I've gone 24, 45, and 1. Kind of want to do the math and see what percentage that's going to be, but let's see, 24 divided by 69, that's 35% so far this year. So not good. I'm sure you're probably doing better. I would assume you're probably doing a little better than that. Most people would do better just blind.
True.
But yeah, this has been really brutal. I'm glad you can enjoy that the bomb here in a little while. That was a fun one. It's really going to light you up for about 10 minutes, and you'll have a fun time talking about your dog later. But like we've said, the past 5 or 6 programs, fade us. You'll make money. That's just the way it goes. I mean, you'd be 75% if you just picked the opposite of everything of me this year. So, yeah, you'd be the best gambler on earth. So, just fade us, and we're happy. If you watch our program, we're happy.
I know, you'd almost be as good as apparently the governor of Illinois, who had $1.4 million in gambling winnings, allegedly last year. Where are his picks, man? Give me some picks over here, JB, you bastard.
You must be fading us. That must be it.
Jesus.
There's no other way.
It's actually impressive how bad we've been. But I talked to you earlier. You said you're feeling actually not horrendous about the board this week. We're getting into real college football games. It's the middle of October. It's technically the third Saturday in October, so we're going to have some good matchups here coming up. What's your first one for us, Scott?
Yeah, like you said, I think this board for me this year of this week's the best board I think I put together all year. So maybe I get half right, but yeah, a lot of great games this week. A lot of good SEC matchups. Vanderbilt's a favorite for the first time in like 10 years or something crazy
against LSU. Number 10 LSU.
190 something games. I think they're a favorite in an SEC game, which is just wild. But yeah, for my first pick, SEC matchup, this is the biggest one of the week. Ole Miss, Georgia. Yeah, obviously Ole Miss kind of put up a stinker. I think they kind of sleepwalked into the bye or out of the bye. Didn't really take Washington State seriously. I was watching Pardon My Take. They interviewed Lane Kiffin, and he was even talking about Georgia before the Washington State game. He was already game planning for Georgia. Didn't really respect Washington State at all. They won the game by, I think, 3, right? I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Yeah, with the game plan they have, probably they skipped over Washington State, all steam ahead on Georgia. Georgia kind of put up, not wouldn't say a stinker, but had to win late in the game they played last week against Auburn, 20-10. So not a crazy score, not a crazy scoring matchup either. So. I think this one will be high scoring, but I do like Ole Miss with the points, 7.5 in this one. I think it's going to be back. They're going to be scoring back to back, kind of like what I've been saying with like some Big 12 matchups, just like a scoring at will. I think over/unders in the 50s, upper 50s, at 54.5. So not crazy, but I think even the over might hit. I think there'll be a lot of scoring, and I think there'll be a lot of ties in this one. So getting the 7.5, I think helps a lot. So yeah, in a high-powered SEC matchup, I'm taking the points, getting a touchdown and a hook. So I'll take them. I'll take Ole Miss plus 7.5 at Georgia.
Both this game kind of scares me because I don't think Ole Miss is. I mean, like maybe they're good. They do have the LSU win, but they've kind of been slow. I'm interested to see what the officiating is going to look like in this game. Kirby Smart embarrassed an official on national television, lying to his face, getting the benefit of the doubt. I think there's going to be a vendetta out against Georgia this weekend. So being the team getting 7.5 points in this one is not at all a problem. Like, is Kirby calling a timeout? Is he clapping? I don't know. I didn't see that face mask when Stockton's head got snapped off. I didn't see it. Chambliss was 17 yards over the line of scrimmage, threw a forward pass. I don't know. It wasn't us.
There might be a bounty on Kirby Smart. Someone might accidentally run into him. Who knows? Could see some tomfoolery in this game. So
I know. I like this. I like this. Also, I don't think Georgia is kind of another team that underperformed. They kind of feel like Auburn was the better team in the first half against Georgia last weekend. So maybe not top tier SEC teams. We kind of saw Alabama bully them as well. So the more points, the better. Love the hook. Ugly game. I do think Georgia probably escapes with this one at home, but field goal, no problem. So I'm okay here taking 7.5 with old Kiffin and the boys. All right. What is my first one? Ooh, Big 12 game. Big 12 football. First Big 12 game of my slate. Actually, I only have one Big 12 game. The best Big 12 team, though, Texas Tech, Red Raiders. Texas Tech is one of the few teams in the country, no matter what they do, no matter who they play, these boys just cover out in Lubbock. They're 6-0 against the spread. Does not matter how big the spread is. They're going to the desert, though. They're taking on the Sun Devils. Arizona State 4-2. Obviously lost that early one to Mississippi State. Who was their second loss? Again, was it I'm trying to remember who Arizona State. Oh, last week against Utah. They got housed by Utah last week. The easy one. I think, was that one of your few wins right there last week? Your one win, maybe?
No, that was a dog. That was my dog game. I think Arizona State. Well, I also thought Sam Levitt was playing. So
true, Levitt did not play. So that's You should have took. I gave you Colorado State as a freebie. They did. They won. It's in
I
our
also
troll.
was thinking Pitt against Florida State. Didn't take that either. But
so
also
that's
thinking UMass over Kent State. But
UMass. Go. The Minutemen, the worst team in football. So throwaway game here, but I kind of looked at the total in this one at first. Because Texas Tech's defense has been really, really good, but it's a low number here. It's 51.5. Their offense also been really good. They've been scoring points. So kind of stayed away from this one. I'm going to swallow the 7.5 on the road. I don't give a shit. This Tech team is really good. They're just winning football games. Like I said, 6-0 against the spread. They're the best team in the Big 12. They're probably going to end up with a bye here in the CFP. I don't see anybody tripping them up. And even, Levitt comes back and plays. Didn't play last week. He's obviously still slightly banged up out there. And this Texas Tech defense is ferocious, man. They have been killing teams left and right. Last 5 games, 14, 14, 10, 11, 17 they've given up. And they're scoring 62, 45, 34, 35, 42. This is a dominant football program. NIL money done right. Give me the Red Raiders here. I don't care about the hook. I think this is kind of an ass beating. If it is the trap game, they're going to lose. I don't think they survive with a win here. They're either losing this game or they're beating their ass. So give me Texas Tech minus 7.5.
Yeah, also Baron Morton got hurt last week, but honestly, their backup fills right in, slips right in. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball. Will Hammond, I think he's a
shout out Hutto, Texas, baby.
Is he a freshman or is he a sophomore? He's a young kid, so yeah, shout out to him. He's a dog. He's one of those backups that you don't get many of those on any team that can just slide right in and like nothing happened. So
he was a decent recruit. Cool. They spent a good bit of money to get him to go there, so that makes sense. They knew he would be eventually taking over this team.
Yeah, if Morton plays, cool. If Hammond plays, great. Doesn't matter. I think you'd feel silly taking Arizona State and then Texas Tech blows them out. You just feel like a dumbass. So you took the right side of it. I think the over might hit as well. I think 51.5. I think that can very well happen. Tech puts up 35, 20, something like that might happen. Yeah, Texas Tech. There's even if you lose, you're not going to feel bad.
You don't feel
bad. You took the better team. You took the touchdown. So I don't see Tech losing. Hopefully they can cover the 7.5. But yeah, I like to pick. I got nothing on not picking picking Arizona State. I wouldn't do that anyway.
Yeah, they've actually burned us a couple times. All right, what is your second pick?
Yeah, second pick here. I think it's kind of a little rat game. USC coming off a pretty big win against Michigan. You had that one, I think. You had Michigan with the dog in that one.
Yeah, they
They ended up not
suck.
winning it. Yeah, they do suck. I still think USC's defense is soft. But yeah, their offense is doing really, really well. They're playing. Let's see where we go against the big game against Notre Dame this week. I really think that Vegas is just begging people to take USC after this last game. They were dominant. They really were. They won by, I don't know what it was, 31-13. Dominating game against freshman quarterback. He hasn't really been that great, but
It's Sharon Moore, okay? Michigan Rant. Sharon Moore is a terrible head coach. Get Boog in there. They are so much better with Boog being the head coach and letting under the offense operate. Rant over. Go ahead. Talk about the
Yeah,
Trojans.
great head coach though. Great head coach name. Great head coach. Man
Body.
titties as
Build.
well.
Build. Just a built like a college football coach.
Yeah, he's a football guy through and through. That's all he's ever known. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think Vegas is begging people to take USC with the spread here. They're getting 9.5. But I'm not going to do that. It's 68% is on USC as well on action. So I'm taking the other side. I'm going Notre Dame minus 9.5. I feel like they're going to come out and just kind of torment that soft defense. I think Maiyava is going to do his thing. He's going to put up a decent amount of points, but I still think Notre Dame is going to continue to score. It's going to be a high scoring game. Over under 61, so they're looking at least 31 to 31-20. So relatively high scoring game. I think the over hitting that one as well. But CJ Carr is coming into his own here. After the first 2 weeks, it's kind of tough, but yeah, bottom line is I think Vegas wants us to take USC, so I'm not going to take them. So we're going to take Notre Dame minus 9.5 against USC in South Bend.
All right, Scott, I also have this game, but I'm going to go a little opposite of you. I like the under in this game. I do love Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's defense is not getting enough credit lately. After the really tough showing against A&M, 41 points given up. Not terrible. 30 against Purdue. Some of that was in garbage time. Purdue's also not a bad football team. Purdue's been sneaky competent, especially on the offensive side of the ball. 13 against Arkansas, 7 against Boise, 7 against NC State. Arkansas, they're a bad team with a bad record. Their offense ranks in the top 25 in nearly every statistical category when you look at it. This is a bad Arkansas, so Arkansas's offense ain't that bad. Boise State's fine. NC State, not good, but still. Defense has kind of found themselves. I agree. I think USC is a little bit soft, and Notre Dame is going to bleed this clock out. They're going to feed Jeremiah Love, give CJ Carr a couple of throws here and there, and bully USC on this one. I think Notre Dame dominates this game. I don't think USC scores too much here. I think we see like a 10, 13 point stinker from USC. Notre Dame throws up a 35, 38. We're in pretty good shape there at that 61. The number is just way too high for me personally. So I do like your Notre Dame pick, but I like the under here in South Bend. Defense playing a hell of a lot better than it was early in the season, and a must-win game for the Irish. USC can lose this game. They still have some wiggle room there in the Big Ten and stuff, non-conference game. Notre Dame has to win out. They have to win to have a shot in the playoff. And I don't think Notre Dame's a bad team. They lost to number 4 Texas A&M, number 2 Miami Hurricanes on the road in Miami week 1, and then at home week 3. So these are the 2 best losses you're going to find in the country. Notre Dame, USC under, and I do like your pick of the Irish.
Yeah, last 3 the over has hit, so we'll see about that. I mean, obviously the Notre Dame defense has been really good.
What was the overs we're looking at over there?
The overs in those are 52.5, 60.5, and 63.5. So about where it is right now. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully low scoring Notre Dame dominating matchup. That'd be great for both of us.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me is the Garbo points. Notre Dame is just belt to ass early, and they give up a Garbo touchdown late because they got the backups in. But we're riding Notre Dame here. I don't think USC is good. Michigan's just that bad. They're just terrible here. All right, what is your third bet for us?
All right, so I'm gonna do it. Penn State, Iowa. Ugly game. Iowa unders have been hitting again this year. I think it only won last week, and I had it on one of my honorable mentions. It only won last week because Minnesota did not score a point. 37-0. Over under was 37.5. So thank you for not scoring. But yeah, we're gonna do it again. Penn State, Drew Aller's dead. They're playing in Iowa. It's gonna be just a disgusting matchup. Yeah, I expect I feel like I'm expecting like 23-10, like 23-7 maybe, or
That feels
17.
generous. That feels
17,
generous.
13 or something just ridiculous like that. It is in Iowa, so they play better at home, I believe. Let's see what they look like at home here. They did lose it, Indiana, but close matchup, 5-point matchup.
Indiana very
Beat
good
the hell out
also.
of beat the hell out of UMass, and then one other one. They're 2-1 at home. So besides the close game against Indiana, there's really been no other team to be close against Indiana this year. So good team at home, playing a Penn State team who doesn't have a head coach anymore, doesn't have a quarterback anymore. Both of their running backs are not playing nearly as good as they have been in the past. Yeah, I'm looking ugly here. So I'm going under. It's at 40.5, I think now. I had it 39.5. We'll keep it at 39.5. It looks better when you get the under with a 30 number. So yeah, we'll take the under in this one. Back to our old program, taking in Iowa under. That's the best thing in the world is seeing more Iowa unders. Loving it.
We're going back to our roots here. Like, this is it. We've been so dog shit this year. Just go back to our roots. Iowa unders, classic. Again, Penn State, dumpster fire. No quarterback also. That's kind of the big thing. Like, if Drew Aller was still there, I'd be like, okay, fire Franklin. Maybe the team feels a little bit better, a little bit, new coach. We get a new coach theory going, but this is a dead man walk-in. Maybe they're gonna maybe run the ball too, just feed the running backs, try and get their draft stock up because been a little hit and miss with the dual backfield over there. So like it, just bread and butter, Iowa unders, classic Big Ten bet. All right, for me over here, SEC game, we have the worst team in the SEC. And a team that's feeling themselves. We got the Texas Longhorns feeling themselves after beating up on an Oklahoma team that should not have started John Mateer last weekend. John Mateer clearly still hurt. That was a bad look for them, but Arch has got his confidence back. We're glazing them. Kentucky coming off a bye here, number 12.5 here in Kentucky. The biggest problem is Kentucky still sucks. They are 1-4 against the spread in their last 4. Their one win was Ole Miss, and Ole Miss I'm kind of a little sus on anyway, but 26 to Eastern Michigan, don't cover. 5.5, don't cover against South Carolina. 20 at Georgia, don't cover it there. I'm going to take the Longhorns. This is a team that is all vibes-based. This is not a skill-based team. This is a vibes-based team. If they're feeling good, they'll run it up. They'll beat you up, and they'll be like, look at us, look at us, look at us. Those flashy pansies down in Austin. This is just ripe for a 2-touchdown win. Look at us. Texas is back once again. Somehow they're going to go from unranked to beating an overrated Oklahoma team to beating the worst team in the SEC. They're 21 right now. They'll jump to 10. We're just going to put them back because Arch Manning over here. Yeah, this is just going to be a drubbing. Kentucky is just so bad. Thank God our school didn't hire Mark Stoops as their head coach. This is a terrible football team. I think it's going to be a good move here. Until otherwise, I might just pick against Kentucky every single week. This team is so dog shit. They are so terrible. Any of their good players, they lost to the NFL or lost in the transfer portal. No shot, dead man walking. Texas feeling good vibes. And the running game's back. Wisner's back. It looks good. Arch has some confidence. And the defense has been better. The defense is starting to turn people over again. They have a good secondary. So I'm going to swallow the 12.5 here on the road. Give me the Longhorns over Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, like you said about 100 times, Kentucky bad.
Kentucky very bad.
1-4 against the spread this year. Last cover was against Ole Miss and barely got that done and lost that game. No Zach Calzada. He's out. Really tough loss for Kentucky there.
Just shedding tears over here.
But I feel like the more snaps you give Arch Manning, the better he's going to be playing. He just played in the biggest game of his own life last week. He is definitely feeling himself a lot. Yeah, it was a much better game last week against Oklahoma. yeah, maybe just the road atmosphere might throw them off a little bit. I don't really see how Kentucky would be that hard of a place to play, but especially
It
this
is.
year, probably not terrible. So yeah, just the road atmosphere, night game, sitting around all day might have something
They
to do
might
with
be
it.
blacked out by then. They might not even be able to get into the stadium drinking all the bourbon in Lexington.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would be. So
All right, what are your
yeah,
honorable
I can
mentions?
see it. I can see it 14-0 after the first quarter, and they kind of just cruise the rest of the game. So yeah, I don't hate the pick. I didn't have that one. No, we actually haven't. I haven't overlapped you at all. So
Nice.
um,
Look at us.
yeah,
Beautiful.
there you
All right.
go.
What are your honorable mentions as I prep the death, boys? Prepping the death.
So I have LSU and Vandy over 48.5. I think with Vanderbilt being the favorite, I think as well, it's going to be a high scoring game. They're going to have a high scoring game.
I like
I
a
think if
Vandy
LSU
cover. I like a Vandy cover here too.
I don't know. It's tough. They are in Nashville, so
I believe in
potentially,
Diego. We believe in Pavia over here. Honorable mention. Give me Vandy.
I got Louisville plus 13.5 against at Miami. Miller Moss is their quarterback. If you can figure, ooh, that's a big old, that's a big one. Enjoy that. Have some milk ready.
We
Um,
have milk ready.
yeah, you got 13.5. I think they can keep it kind of tight. I think Miami ends up winning, but Louisville's not a bad team. Good quarterback. I think they can get that done. They can cover that 13.5. UNC Cal, I like the under 47.5. Both kind of brutal teams. There's been distraction with UNC and Bill Belichick having his buyout, his $1 million buyout. Of course, Bill Belichicked it and said that's not happening. But
You
both
don't get the
teams,
final to say on that.
yeah, both teams are kind of inept. So we're going to take the under in that one. Washington plus 6 at Michigan. I think Washington might even win this one. They keep it close, and I think they end up winning that game. I like the 6 as well. BYU in the Civil War plus 3.5 at Utah in Utah, but it's at in Provo.
It's in Provo.
Yeah, in Provo, rivalry game. Always like to keep points in a rivalry game, so we're going to take the points in that one. And then last one, Cincinnati minus 21.5 against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is terrible. I think that's more of a one of your picks, a Texas Tech game. If you take Oklahoma State to cover, you're going to be hating yourself. They're 0-6 against the spread this year. Might as well take Cincinnati and hope they cover. And if they don't, at least you had Cincinnati. No one's taking Oklahoma State to cover. So 3 touchdowns and a hook's tough, but you feel dumb if you pick Oklahoma State in that one. So we're going to take Cincinnati minus 21.5 and enjoy your
a little chip, my little heater sandwich. All right, my honorable mentions before I indulge. I also like BYU plus the 3.5 here, points at home. Like you said, home team, rivalry game, big time there for them. I also am on, where is she? I like UNLV getting 12.5 against Boise State. Boise State's solid. UNLV's undefeated. I know they look kind of weird against Air Force. I think they bounce back here. Close game. I kind of like UNLV to win this. Another team that's got a deep shot here at the CFP. I like James Madison plus 1.5 against Old Dominion. Go Dukes. And I like Indiana now down to 27.5 against Michigan State. Michigan State's bad. Indiana's really good. Signetti just got a fat payday today. Big time fan of that one. Like I said, I like Vanderbilt. Laying, I think it's up to 3 now. That's a little scary. It was like 2.5 earlier with that one. So still like Vanderbilt in that game. All right, Scott, give us your upset for week 8. Cheers, my guy.
I'm gonna let this simmer for a second before I get into it. How we doing?
Some backup chips. Good call. Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, tough one. Upset pick here.
I suck. Oh,
I just want to see it. I just want to watch you. We have Oklahoma, South Carolina. I think I really do think South Carolina can definitely win this game. Good quarterback. They're at home. 11:45 kickoff, early game. Um, yeah, just the 180 just kind of sung to me a little bit. Looked like a pretty good number. Um, Obviously, they were highly ranked beginning of the year. They had some slip ups later on in the year. Mateer coming off his first game after injury last week didn't look very good. Maybe an extra week helps a little bit. But I still feel like I just kind of still feel like South Carolina could come in here and beat them up a little bit. Oklahoma's 5.5 point favorites on the road. It just doesn't after a bad loss against Texas in the Red River rivalry. I don't know. Road dog for South Carolina. I'll take them outright. Plus 180. So yeah, South Carolina plus 180. Oklahoma.
I like this pick. The Mateer shit is kind of worrying some. And Oklahoma's defense really wasn't that good against Texas. Now I know South Carolina is. Also, I got the hot sauce under my tongue somehow, and that hurts. Not great. Not great over here. But yeah, like home dogs. It is a little early for my blood. I wish this was a night game in South Carolina. Would feel great about this one. 11:45 though, kind of the don't watch it game.
Yeah.
Which is where Ole Miss almost got upset last week against Washington State. So don't watch it. 11:45 is the don't watch it SEC Network game. We don't care. So why not? Give me the Gamecocks. This was supposed to be a good team. Weren't they ranked? They were ranked like in the top 15 going into the season.
Beginning of the season when they won their first game, it was pretty sure they were like ranked 15th or something.
Yeah, good team. They were whatever against LSU. LSU's also another. SEC is weird this year.
See what they were.
All right, I'm trying to think of stuff to say. I'm dying over here. Not great, but the show must go on. All right, for my upset of the week.
They were 13 to begin the year against
There you go, Tech. Top 15. Embarrassing. You hinted at this one on your honorable mentions. I don't give a shit. No. 11 a.m. kickoff. Michigan sucks. Michigan is bad. Give me the Huskies. All this bitching on Twitter. We're 5-1. We would be ranked if we're in the SEC. Well, go beat Michigan then. I just watched this shit Michigan team go get dog walked in the Coliseum last weekend. Up and down the field. The most uncompetitive football game I've watched in a long time between two ranked opponents. I think Michigan was ranked last week. Even if they weren't. Trash. Washington, you're doing all this bullshit crying. All this crying. You have a good loss. You lost to Ohio State. You were never competitive in that game. Never competitive by any stretch. You dominated Rutgers. I wonder if they stayed out east. They played at Rutgers last weekend. Or no, they were home last weekend. Never mind. Whatever. You struggled a bit with Maryland. Win the damn game. I'm calling the Huskies out, so I'm taking them. Win the damn game. Show you should be ranked. I think 5-1 is good. They do have a good offense. They have beat up on bad teams. Let's see it. Show me something, Washington. You have good vibes. Seattle Mariners, maybe going to their first World Series ever. The vibes are high in Seattle. I do think there is some like transitive sports property where like if one team's doing good and another team is also like competent, they start doing good. They start feeling good. It's just like cities do this, man. We see it all the time in sports. So UW, I'm calling you out. Win this game. I like them getting the points. I'll taking them upright as my dog. 11 a.m. kind of sucks. That's like 8 o'clock in the morning, at 9 o'clock in the morning, whenever. Plus, down to 160. I got him at 180. So, give me the Huskies for my upset. My mouth is on fire.
Yeah, the game's at the big house, so it's not 9 a.m. It'll be an 11 o'clock game, so not terrible. It's not a crazy kickoff in Washington or anything. But
I knew it was in Michigan. I mean, like body time. It's like a 9 a.m. body time bullshit. You got to
get up at 6 a.m., breakfast, meetings, warm up, whatever. Yeah, that's tough. That's pretty tough. But, the plane ride from Washington probably sucks, but they probably got in Thursday, or they probably got in today to figure it out. But, spread's gone down from 6 to 4.5, so there's been some picks on Washington, so they're kind of looking the same way as you. 69% is on the spread. Money line on here doesn't really matter. I think most people just put it in there with the parlay, but a lot of people on Washington. Both of us are on Washington. I had it at 6 earlier this week. Let's see what they can do. They said they have a good offense. Let's see if they can beat a big blue blood team in the big house. That's one of the best places to play. let's show up, see what happens. How we doing?
All right. Recap your picks for us. My mouth is on fire.
You get
Never
angry
again.
when your mouth's on fire. You
Well,
get hot over
I was already prepared to be angry. I was fucking mad. I'm just mad at Washington, okay? I'm also mad at Michigan. We had the half a second of a Michigan rant. I also hate people. If you're going to bitch on Twitter about your ranking in the AP, we know the AP is run by a bunch of potatoes. Like, we have Old Valley Girl there. Like, I go through my process where it's like a thing. Texas is still ranked 7. Like, don't give a shit. Win the game. Win the game. Washington, you can go to the Big Ten championship game. Probably not, but maybe. Like, win the damn game.
End of rant.
End of rant. That was good. Win the game. Talking shit.
That was good. Win the game.
Beat a shitty Michigan. Michigan's not good. If this was Indiana, we'd have a different argument here. Michigan's not good. They're soft.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, so my picks: Ole Miss plus 7.5 at Georgia, Notre Dame minus 9.5 versus USC and South Bend, the classic Penn State Iowa under 39.5, and South Carolina to beat Oklahoma plus 180.
All right. For mine, I have Texas Tech minus 7.5 against Arizona State. Loving the tortilla party over there. Texas minus 12.5 against Kentucky. Yeah, they're feeling themselves. USC Notre Dame, I got the under 61.5. Probably a dumb decision, but I need the Irish defense to show up. And we got the Huskies to beat the Wolverines, because I feel like in a fight, a Wolverine would probably beat up a Husky. Maybe if it was like a wolf Husky. I don't know, but that's going to do it for us this week. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. If you haven't already, drop a quick like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We got daily sports content for you guys. We got our sports staff acts of the day, like throughout the week. We got live streams. I'll be live again tomorrow night recapping all the content from the week, and we will be live post games Saturday or during the game Saturday, talk college ball again, and obviously live after Sunday night. So hope everyone has a good time. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.